week, again, we are celebrating a small industry week, which is hosted by me and my co host and our president, Shikha Gupta, on behalf of Wiki Karnataka Human Resource Council. Before we go on to the introduction, I would say one thing that how many of us think of like let's do something of our own, let's know, 9 to 5 job is too boring, let's come out of our comfort zone, let's start something, be our own boss. But we won't get that motivation every day, and yet another day we are back to office with the same thing that yeah karte hain. But this time we have a very beautiful bunch of people who have actually made it. They haven't told that kuch karte hain. They have actually done something in their life, started their own ventures, and their journey we are going to discuss in this live show. And over to you, Shikha, now.
Thank you, Upali. First of all, very, very warm welcome to all the participants. Now, this is a power-packed show. Look at all the women power, right, on this show. It's all girls, all women, yeah, trying to do a lot of stuff, which we will discover very soon. Hang on tight over there on your chairs. Let me talk about Karnataka Human Resource Council. Karnataka Human Resource Council is an ambitious initiative by Shikha Gupta, which is me, and my colleague Rani Srinivas, with a team of accomplished women from diverse organizations and various walks of life. This is a platform where women strive to make a difference, and it touches upon pertinent topics like current events, sensitive issues, and much more. So, warm welcome again to yet another episode of Karnataka Wiki Human Resource Council, where today we as a group celebrate Small Industry Day. And we have four beautiful young ladies who've started their journey. I would now request Upali to introduce the speakers. So let me go ahead first. Let's welcome our first guest. Her name is Sanjana. Sanjana is from Bangalore and she's currently in fourth year of engineering. Really? And she's also juggling between engineering and small business. Baking has always been a field of interest for her since she was a little girl. She still is a little girl in my mind. Despite Rhapsody in May 2020 when she was at home in lockdown. She was experimenting with a lot of recipes at that time, and her family suggested that she starts a business off for her love of baking. Initially, it started off small, but today she's really happy with how far she has been able to come with this business. Over the past 1 year, she has made over 180 cakes, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 15 months. Now, I am feeling hungry. Unfortunately, we cannot eat the cake virtually, but awesome, Sanjana. Warm, warm welcome to our show.
Yes. So now it's time to introduce our second guest. That's Nishita Bajaj. So Nishita Bajaj is a content creator by the day and entrepreneur at night. With over 5 years of experience as a content writer, editor, curator, and freelancer, she has worked across different industries, from education to retail. She is currently working with Practo at an online health tech company where she leads a team of young writers and editors. Alongside her full time corporate job, Nishita currently runs her own small venture from home called Rang Kriti. The 2020 lockdown reignited her passion for handmade crafts and she kickstarted her entrepreneurial journey in August last year. Teaming up with her two other uber talented sisters, Rankriti sells handmade beeswax candles, glass trays, and customized home decor pieces. Rankriti allows Nishita to unwind from her desk job and keeps her creative juices flowing. Awesome, awesome. That's Nishita, and I would love to see some of your works. I am really excited to, explore more about you throughout this show. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Upali. Thank you so much.
Hey, now moving on to Shikha, it's Nishi and Yukta.
Oops, sorry, I was speaking on mute.
Oh my God.
Sorry, sorry to the audience. Okay,
Let's do
now
a
we
quick
have
introduction.
Nishit and Yukta. It's a combo deal, two of them, right? Yukta is working as a software engineer in TCS, yet she chooses up to shine up her creativity through crafty roots and fulfills her dreams. Wow, that's cool now. And then we have Nishi. Nishi is with a post-graduation degree in advertising and marketing. Being
And
a creative soul, she chooses to do handmade crafts that turn her passion into crafty roots. Warm, warm welcome, Nishi and Yukta, to Wiki
thank you.
Karnataka Human Resource Council.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and
Thank you so
gentlemen,
much.
when all of us were 18, 20, 21, 22, we didn't even know what life is all about, right?
Right.
Mama, Papa was all of us. Look at these four young, beautiful ladies who are not only pursuing their careers, their studies, but have also started their own ventures. A very warm welcome to all of you. Upali, over to you.
Yes, so now we are up for the questions, some questions to ask to know more about them. So I'll start up with my first question. And my first question is, what inspired you to develop your idea? So we will first go with the duo and followed by Nishita and then Sanjana. So Yukta, you can go first. Like, what exactly both of you, like, what inspired you to develop your idea?
I think Nishi would be the better person to, tell this answer to you first.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure,
so
Nishi.
yeah.
No problem.
So I was a creative soul from starting, like being making cards or scrapbooks of my friends or school projects. I used to love now making handmade things from beginning itself. Then I started my education in creative field only, that is advertising and marketing. But I didn't like doing it in software. I want to do it in handmade. So I then started crafty roots only. Like I want to do it
She
just handmade, no
actually dropped
software.
her 9 to 5 job and she dropped her job and then started her business as Crafty Roots. And this actually inspired me. Her creativity inspires me a lot. And I didn't drop my job, but yeah, I am also her partner in Crafty Roots now.
Awesome.
Yukta,
And
all
Awesome.
I want to say
we are partners in crime too.
every scientist, every
Definitely.
great scientist was earlier first called a madman. Later, he became
Yeah,
Einstein, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So right now I'm a mad woman in my house.
MAD stands for making a difference. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So now moving on to Nishita, like we would like to know that what helped you, like what developed this idea of yours? What inspired you?
Right. So, like you mentioned in the bio, in my introduction, that Ramkriti is something that I started with two other sisters of mine. It was basically the 2020 lockdown which inspired us to actually start off. The concept and idea of Ramkriti was always in our minds because all three of us have been very creative since the beginning. And after being home, after working from home for about 5 months, we were able to identify our timelines, identify our routine. We were in a set routine. So starting Ramkriti was easy at that time because then we knew the
Absolutely.
amount of time we had to invest into it. Uh, Besides doing our regular corporate job, right? Basically, we started Ramkriti only to fuel our creative energy and
Awesome.
to find an escape from our mundane desk jobs.
One
So
day.
that was the whole idea.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said. So that's what, so lockdown has brought in so much of creativity to all the people out there. But there are people like me who actually yet to discover the lockdowns. So yeah. So moving on to Sanjana, like the same question. What has inspired you to develop your idea?
Hi. So, about a year ago in May 2020, when there was a lockdown, I was basically experimenting with a lot of recipes. I had a lot of free
Yeah.
time on my hand. Usually, I was very busy with college, and I was also part of my dance team. So, my whole day
Oh,
would
wow.
go in college. So, I didn't have time. It was only weekends or sometimes when I had some spare time, I would spend that time trying to bake some brownies or cupcakes for my friends. But then when lockdown started, that's when I could, properly spend
Invest you.
quality
Yeah.
time on baking stuff. We ate a lot of cupcakes those couple of
Wow.
months when I was experimenting them. But yeah, that's when I realized, okay, maybe I could actually do something with this whole baking thing. My sister
Big.
suggested that she would buy like 9 brownies from me because she really liked the first batch of brownies that I ever made and gave it to her. She was like, I want to buy it from you. She was my very first customer.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so she was my very first customer. She paid me and I made brownies for her. Then her friend bought, and then it slowly grew, and then that's when that gave me the confidence to
Confidence.
kind of
Yeah.
start. Yeah, but I've
That's
always
so nice.
liked
Yeah.
baking since I was little, like since as small as 8 or 9. I was always very inclined towards baking. Nobody at home used to do it, so I used to go to one of my friend's house, and her mom used to
Wow.
bake, and I used to be so fascinated by everything she used to do. Yeah.
That's the beauty of dreams, right? You do what you like, right? So, and you have made it to reality. And surely we are waiting for some cupcakes. Now you are making us hungry. Oh, you this brownies and cupcakes.
And Sanjana,
Yeah.
tell us which is your favorite recipe.
Correct.
My favorite recipe is now, since I like the beginning, of course, I wasn't as good as I am right now. So I would definitely say, like, I started off with brownies. That was
Yeah.
like my main, because I used to love eating brownies, and that was something I really wanted to master that time. But I think, yeah, I've slowly improvised on my recipes, and that is my go-to thing right now, because it's like, if there's something you want to try from my store, I would definitely recommend trying my brownies and my cheesecake for sure. If you really, I stand by it. So if you ever want to
I've
try
actually
something
got water in my mouth hearing so much of brownies.
Brownies and ice cream.
Remember that? I don't know which brand has that tagline. Hungry kya? That's the statement.
Oh my God. Now, Shikha, over to you because I'm getting water. I'm thinking about brownies and the brownies.
Right. So that takes me to the next question. And Sanjana very beautifully mentioned it. When she started off, it was different, and where she is today, it's different. So that's the next question to our guests. When you all started off, right, you did not have much idea. You just jumped into it and you took the risk, you were adventurous, and you did a lot of things. Now, 1 year down the line, when you look back, and anybody can start first, what do you think you could have done differently from all the intelligence that you have gathered in the last 1 year? Maybe we can start with Sanjana.
I would say pricing my products is something I really should have understood before I started selling, because I feel like I was underpricing things at the very beginning. I didn't, understand how much I should give for myself and how much my product should be priced at. So I think that is one major point that I wish I had known at the very, very start. And also a lot of things you learn on the way, but yeah, that is one crucial point. Now that I look back, I feel bad for my younger self, like why didn't I pay myself enough for all the time and effort I put in? So yeah, now I have
Absolutely.
learned that. So that's something
That's
else.
okay, but you know what? I think today probably you're taking a much mature, much intelligent
Yes,
decision.
of
You have
course.
your customer base, you have your market share, you know, and you can accordingly price your product, right?
Right.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear it from Nishita.
So one thing that I know now and I did not realize back then was what would be the right digital platforms to or the right marketplaces to promote our products, right? So we always knew there's WhatsApp, there is Instagram, but we did not know there was so much opportunity and there was so many things you can do with Instagram, right? We did not have the slightest idea that even advertising and maintaining your basic Instagram page is a lot of dedication and a lot of discipline, right? So that is something we had not accounted for earlier, but now after 1 year we know that it requires a lot of planning and a lot of consistency. And the other thing that we've realized over a period of time is candle making is not easy, especially when you're doing beeswax candles, because beeswax is 100% natural material, right? So the quality of the temperature at which you have to pour it, the timing of the day during which you have to make candles, the time that you have to allow to give it to set, all of that is something we've learned over a period of 1 year, right? Initially, we were making the candles, but they had a lot of cracks. They would develop a lot of uh, cracks, and we did not know how to fix them. But now we are almost making 90% crack-free candles at one shot. So we've learned that over a period of 1 year.
Great. And people like you and everybody, all the guests on the show, Nishita, you guys have started so early in life. You have many, many years to look ahead, right? It's not that, you're starting at 50 and there are only last 10 years of life or 15 years of life left. You started so young. You have next 40, 50 years to go. Thank you for that.
Yeah. That's one thing, Shikha, that they have actually time to mess it up. If they mess it up also, they still have time to learn.
They won't mess it up. No, in the last 1 year, they have learned so much. They're only going to make it better and better.
Better.
Yeah. Let's hear it from Nishi or Yukta, whoever wants to answer.
Yeah, I'll say. I honestly, personally, I really like my journey because I have faced many ups and downs, but still I've learned a lot. So it's like, firstly, I need to thank my journey that it's been great. But I'll say handmade is a vast area. No, you can't just gift a small thing. You have a vast area and like wall decors or cards or wooden items. There are many things in it. So firstly, we all don't have so much of idea in which we are particular. So we invested a lot. So I'll say I would invested little less earlier if I knew where
And
my interest
smartly.
lies more. Yeah, and smartly where my interest lies. Now I know that I am good with wood. So I would prefer my investment in wood only.
Like I told Nishita, you guys have started so early. You have all the time to correct,
Also the
recorrect.
yeah, also the techniques we were using, actually throughout the journey we have learned so much that, oh God, initially we used to do that and it was not the right way to do it, and now we have come to know like this is the best product, we need to use this and this is the right way to do it. So this journey has helped a lot in that. So yeah.
Lovely. And I
Lovely.
think learning is a continuous process, right? All of us are
Right.
lifelong learners. Yeah. 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 Over to you, Pali.
Yes. So now this makes me ask you another question, and that would be, what is the most important thing to you in a business? Or let's say we can say what's unique about your business. So again, we'll start with Nishita and followed by Sanjana and Yukta.
Okay.
We'll start with Nishita. Yeah.
So for me, it is not one, it is probably two most important things. Firstly, it is having faith in yourself and your product. If you do not believe in the concept, in the idea, and in your uh, skill and energy to do it, then it is very difficult to run your own small venture, right? So one is faith. And the second thing would be your business should bring happiness to both the parties, right? I think it should bring happiness to us as creators and to all our customers as receivers. If I am happy and my customer is not happy, then it doesn't work. If my customer is not is very happy, but I'm not enjoying making the product and delivering it to
Perfect. Yeah.
my customer, then again it does not work. So these would be the two most important things for me when I'm running my business. And what is most unique about Rangkriti is that we care. We care for the environment. We care for our customers. All our products are 100% sourced, locally manufactured and sourced in India. So we're definitely very proudly promoting Made in India. We are making for India, and we're also vocal for local. And
For
everything
local.
we use
Yeah.
is eco-friendly, recyclable, and upcyclable. So we are looking at sustainability in the long run.
Well said, well said. That's the only thing we are looking out, right? So last year when we started said vocal for local. So there's so many things we can do in India, right? So that's a living example for sure. Now moving on to Nishi or Yukta, anyone can answer.
I
You,
think in our business, when it comes to handmade, na, uh, everything is unique. Whatever we create, everything has its own uniqueness. Even in handmade, if we make a little mistake, na, that's a different new creativity. So everything is unique in our business. But I would say one more thing that like there are so many handmade businesses in the market, but actually the form of art technique we use, which is decoupage, that is, I believe, something unique in our business that nobody else, I guess, uses, or there are very few people who are using it in a unique way in which we are creating it. We are
Okay.
actually creating it in our own way, which we like. And I think Nishi has some samples as well. She can show it to you, like
Yeah.
she
Sure, sure.
This is the best platform, I guess, to show. So basically, if you can
Definitely.
see fully, yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
guess
yes.
you guys can. Yeah. So this is
We are
decoupage,
witnessing.
and this is our idea, right?
Oh,
So I guess
wow.
this is specially designed for each customer. Our product can't be copied. It is uniquely designed
Awesome.
for our unique customers. Like you can see, this is
Oh,
also,
wow.
yeah.
Awesome.
So there's
Yeah.
different patterns we have, and all
Okay,
of them
okay,
are
Yeah,
for
got
this
wall
it.
is
decor.
decoupage technique. Yeah.
One of our customers says we want something designed, but we want to write, no note down. So we created them for they're like, this is our art, and they can write anything. Their daily dose. A mom wants it,
Oh,
so
wow.
then she can note down anything for her child.
We should get one
Basically
done
the
for
shop.
Wiki Karnataka as well.
Yeah,
What is
Vicky Karnataka
those?
as well. Yes, please.
So our
Yeah.
product is uniquely designed, specially designed. What customer wants, we design according to them.
Yeah. So, Nishi, this makes me ask you one question here. That's
Yeah,
what's most important to you in a business? So, uniqueness we got to know, right? So, what's most
yeah.
important to you in a business?
I feel my viewer, my audience who supported me a lot, and my customers, because I am creating, I'm happy. That's why I started it. But I want my customer to be happy more with it. So
Customer
Yeah.
yeah, my
That's
customer
satisfaction is
centric.
definitely
Yeah.
our
is the best,
topmost
is the top
priority.
priority for us.
Awesome. Awesome. That's now let's hear it out from Sanjana. Like, what is her views on this? What's your
Um,
most important to you in a business?
what's most important to me is the way you market your products, because for me at least, nobody can come and taste my food and then make a purchase. So everything is very visual. So you
Yeah,
need to make things very, very appealing when they look at your pictures. Only
absolutely.
then they're going to come and approach you, and it's going to move forward. And also the
Move forward.
quality of the ingredients is something that is very, very
Yeah,
important, because it matters a lot. Once you put it in your mouth, you want it to taste really good. I mean, I'm sure some people would want aesthetically pleasing cakes, but at the end of the day, you're going to put it in and eat it, right? So you really
yeah,
want it to taste really, really good. So it matters the quality of the products that you use.
absolutely.
And I feel in that way my products are a little unique. And I also do everything on made to order basis. I don't make anything in bulk and keep it and sell it. It's always, when someone orders, I
Oh,
make a small batch
yeah.
and sell it. So it's always, for the customer. So yeah, that is something unique about my business.
Awesome. Awesome. That's it. Over to you, Shikha.
I mean, look at these young girls, man, talking about customer satisfaction, my audience, my product pricing, aesthetic appeal. I mean, hello, these are concepts
Right.
which all of us study when we study marketing, and they're already there.
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me, girls, I'm sure there are many, but in your minds, what was the biggest challenge you faced when you started off this journey? Who wants to go first? Anyone? Um, okay, Sanjana.
So the biggest challenge when I started was somewhat perfecting my recipes, because I was also new to it. And some of the recipes I kept trying to improve it, but sometimes I would always, fail at a certain recipe. Sometimes my cupcakes would like just sink in the center, and I didn't know what used to cause it. I used to just pull a chair, sit next to the oven, and watch how it rises, and I used to do all sorts of crazy things in the beginning. So then I think that was very challenging for me to just perfect a recipe and stick to it. and stand by the recipe. Like, okay, fine, this will not give up on me whenever I try it. That was something. And after that came taking pictures, because I didn't have such a great phone or anything. So then slowly I started looking at more Instagram pictures, like how do they make it look. So I started trying around that. So that was the thing. And also I had to handle college and also my baking. So that was also a little bit challenging for me. But yeah, I somehow found a way to manage everything. So that was challenging.
Sanjana, I can relate to that. Whenever I try a new recipe, I'm also sitting in
Right.
whether it's bloating, floating, bursting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
No,
It's very difficult.
it's very difficult. Did I put the right amount of baking soda? Did I put the right amount of sugar? I can totally relate. Perfecting recipes is not easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
Would love
cakes.
some tips from you next time when I get in front of the oven. Thanks. Nishita, what about you?
So the biggest challenge we faced that I can remember is buying the raw material. So we started in August 2020. It was right when the first wave of COVID-19 was just hitting India. We were in the middle of a pandemic, of a wave, and here all three sisters wanted to start our business. So the biggest and the country, half the country was in lockdown. Now, how do we get our material? The biggest challenge was to identify the right material online. It could be done only through pictures, through the internet, and through video calls from vendors. We had to take this huge risk of investing in that material without even understanding its physical touch and feel. Like, we didn't know if the wax is correct, if the size of the glass jar is correct, if our wick is cotton or not. But we had to take that a very difficult decision to go ahead and buy the material just by our best judgment that we could do online. So that was the most difficult part for us.
It's like online shopping, right? You don't know, for example, buying a pair of t-shirts. You don't know what the material is because you cannot touch it, you cannot feel it. You just have to go to the visual.
Since we were buying material from these small vendors in the local markets, there was no option of refund or exchange, or you don't like the product, you give it back. So keeping all of that in mind and investing in the material was a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I can understand. Correct. Yeah, with small players, you don't have refund and exchange options. True.
Yeah.
Once done. You have to keep it
Yeah.
with it. You don't like. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Nishi, Yukta?
Yeah, I'll say, I guess to find the perfect craft supplies, because we have a combination of crafts in our work, like Mod Podge, Mondish, and different items, and we have to work together with it. So we think which Mod Podge will work best with which Mondish, and we have to wait for it, patiently. Like after we applied Mondish, we have to wait for not just for week, we have to wait for months, so that we can know when the customer will have it. It doesn't turn yellow or it doesn't get pale. We are delivering perfect product, so we have to wait for it patiently. So that was the most difficult challenge we faced.
Yeah, and if it's
Also, I
spoiled,
want to add one more thing that, when we created our product completely and when we wanted to deliver it, one more challenge we faced was because we didn't have bulk orders initially. So the courier charge was very high. So I want to share one experience that one time the customer was nearby to our place only. So we sent our brother as a delivery boy to deliver that product so that we can save our courier charge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because customers won't pay more. They are like, we can't pay shipping. We are having a product, please include shipping in your product price. And we are not charging more. We are delivering the best quality in a lesser prices because we are starting. So we can't price higher. But they feel we are charging, higher prices, and shipping is additional in our pocket only.
correct.
No,
and
but the brothers one is a nice one.
Definitely.
That always saves our life. Whenever the order is here, our brothers are best delivery boys.
and the trick is to keep doing things, right? You have to find a solution. right? And that's what
You're right.
we did. That too free of cost. Please give some chocolates to your mothers.
Yeah. They always had it. Personally, they asked before, no, we'll go if you offer something. No, we have pizza first, then we'll go. They have a condition to deliver.
There was condition.
Yeah, always.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you for that. Gopali, over to you.
So many strategies you people are planning. There's so many things you just do the jugaad. Sorry for my Hindi words, but this makes me use this.
These
So
are
now
most relatable words.
The college people feel good, no? Jugaadu aadmi.
That's what the bhai says, no, Rakhi, tere liye maine kya kya nahi kiya hai. I've become delivery boy.
इतना भी नहीं खिला सकती like that.
Definitely. So this makes me ask you, with these are strategies you people have, make this jugaad. So now, asking the next question is, what strategies did you first use to market your business? So you all are pros, but still, we'll start with Nishi and Yukta, and we'll go ahead with Sanjana and Nishita. So Nishi, over to you.
Yeah, so I'll say we use two strategy. Firstly, friend to friend, because that was the first way we can reach,
Best you could
have
do.
audience to our, like, firstly targeting families and their friends, and then Insta ads or Facebook ads, we can say. Because
Yeah, we
nobody,
promoted some of our posts through Insta ads, which actually
Okay,
gained
wow.
some likes and comments to, specific posts, which gained our audience reach as well.
because if our
So Insta ads
favorite
and yeah.
product, like, we
Yeah, but we did it for
promoted our
favorite
favorite
products.
product.
We have to be money minded
Yeah.
as well. Na? We can't do it for
Ha.
all the posts.
For every post, you can't do it. So you have to be precise which post can favor you most.
Most exactly.
Yeah.
All those great strategies, huh, ladies?
Yeah.
So moving on to Sanjana, what was what strategies you used when you first used to market your business?
Initially, I started off with an Instagram page because at the time, a lot of people were like, as far as I knew, that's how people did marketing last year.
Yeah.
And also word of mouth, of course, around the society and things like that. That was it. And then Facebook as well. But Instagram, I used to keep posting it on my personal account to get more eyes towards
Absolutely.
it, turn some heads around. At least people would know what I'm doing. You need to constantly keep
Exactly. Yeah.
posting over and over again. Otherwise, people are just going to be like, okay, she's not doing anything anymore. We're not
Anything.
interested in the product. So, Instagram was my main platform for marketing. That was it.
I feel, Sanjana, if you're my neighbor, you don't need a word of mouth. I would have come to you through your smell of
I
delicious
would have done
brownies.
that.
I don't need any word of mouth. I'll come myself.
I'll come myself, that's for sure.
Yeah.
These brownies
Neha,
are now making me go crazy.
Sanjana doesn't need any word of mouth. The fragrance of her cakes will pull the neighbors.
That's true.
That's true.
All the neighbors are mad.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
now moving
Let's
on.
hear from Nishita.
How I wish our scented candles would have also pulled some neighbors to our house, that we would.
I'm sure they do. They don't.
They do.
No, so
Feel the fragrance.
the thing with candles is there is not too much fragrance that will be in the air when you're making them. Once you've made them and you've sealed the candles, so scented candles have to be made in advance and kept. It's like wine, the older the wine, the better it tastes. So that is how it is with scented candles. You make them way ahead in advance, and you allow the fragrance to settle into the candle and give it a lot more time. But it is not as the fragrance is not as appealing or far-reaching as it would be with baking brownies. And to add to strategies for marketing we used, apart from obviously WhatsApp and Instagram, because we had started right before the festival season. August and September, October, November, all the festivals are there. What we did is we started reaching out to a lot of corporate gifting solution providers. So we sent a lot of cold emails and a lot of calls to these gifting companies who were looking to give some gifts to their employees on these festivals. So that's how we got a couple of bulk orders through those emails and calls.
That's nice. That's nice.
Very nice. I'm just loud thinking. I know this is a public show, but still, I will bounce off the idea. I think all of you should collaborate. Somebody buying brownies should get, say, one candle free or one box, and somebody buying, brownies could get
Crafty
whatever.
Root can have an exhibition with brownie.
All three of you.
And Shikha will be in all three. We'll be taking all three.
Yeah. you will be the first customer.
Yeah, I am a big fan of scented candles as well. Really.
Same here. Brownies
I'm
too.
not joking at all. You guys are brilliant minds. You're doing brilliant stuff. Maybe after this show, whenever you have the time, please connect, collaborate, and see how you can grow your business 5x, 10x. I mean, it's a genuine thought from my side. Okay. Now I'm going to ask all of you $1 million question, but nobody's going to get $1 million for answering it. All of us.
We want million of customers, not dollars.
Lovely. So I've just given you that idea, right?
Yeah.
Please genuinely connect on Saturday whenever you have time. All of you are doing such amazing work. I think there are synergies where you can collaborate and make this work better, right? I'm sure. So what was the question? Yes, everybody talks about balance, work-life balance. And in your lives, it's not only work-life balance, it's studies, it's family, it's school, college, job, and then entrepreneurship. How have each one of you been able to manage so much in those limited 24 hours that we have? Right? Some tips, some tricks for our audience, right? Who can manage this better? Anybody who wants to go first?
I want to go first.
Yes, please. Come. Big smile. Yes.
I want to say this because actually, when I work from 9 to 6, sometimes there is an order which is a urgent order. We have to deliver it within 3 to 4 days. So what I do is I finish my work, you can say till 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and I don't inform my managers and no one. For them, I'm still working till 6 p.m. But I just finish my work till 1 p.m. so that when my report comes at 6 p.m., my work is like, yeah, I have completed a lot of work for the day. And then I, move on to Crafty Roots. I shift to Crafty Roots and I start working for it.
So you spend late nights finishing your office work.
We both are late night owls.
Yes,
both are. Because when you have to make your dream come true, I don't think sleep is a requirement.
Those who believe in the beauty of dreams, right? Yeah. I don't believe in sleep.
True.
So there's a saying, right? Dreams are such which doesn't let you sleep, right? So
yes,
yes.
And you anyway have free delivery boys. I'm so amused by
wow.
I'm going to tell my brother, कुछ नहीं किया मेरे लिए.
Correct.
Shame on you, right?
Today only I'm going to tell.
लेकिन हमने पिज्जा खिलाया है, हमने बहुत पार्टीज दी है. हमारी क्राफ्टी रूट की आधी अर्निंग इसी में चली जाती है उन्हें खाना पीना खिलाने में.
Okay. Thank you.
Because material लाने भी तो उन्हीं को लेकर जाना पड़ता है.
Yeah, true. Correct. Actually, at the end of the day, it's teamwork, right?
Yeah, they are the silent partners who just eat and help.
Right. All right. Let's hear it from Nishita.
One advice that I would give for everybody who's starting out and who wants to balance between job and entrepreneurship is is the ability to switch gears. Like you should be mentally prepared कि इतने से इतने बजे तक मैं ये करूंगी, मुझे ऑफिस का काम खत्म करना है. You plan your office work and then take a break, right? Don't immediately get into your entrepreneurship or your small thing that you are doing. Take a break, find some time for yourself, and then start the other work, right? So I think being able to switch and being able to divert your focus where it is required and when it is required is very important. And the other thing that we usually do, because all three of us work full-time corporate jobs and then we get to Ramkriti, we just have to move pieces around, right? If there is a social event that can take a backseat, then you give that a backseat and give your work or your order a priority. So it's all about just moving pieces here and there.
You know what? Such beautiful words. Audiences, are you paying attention? She talked about planning. She talked about prioritization. She talked about switching gears, right? Organizing yourself so that you don't feel burnt out. Wonderful. I mean, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Sanjana, let's hear it from you.
So when I first started my bakery, so at the time my college was actually moving pretty slowly, so I had a lot of time on my hand. But then when I had tests and things like that, I would try to do all of that in the morning, and then after that I would immediately start baking, because for me baking was is still a hobby. So it was like taking a break from my college work. So I find it therapeutic to do my baking. So that's how I used to manage it. But now these days I've started to earlier I used to just take whatever orders used to come. I used to be very excited in the beginning, like oh wow, I'm getting so many orders, oh wow, I'm getting so many orders, so I should just take everything. But now
Yeah.
I've learned to plan things properly, because I even need to, because I'm now moving to final year, I need to prioritize things right now. So I take limited things and just and I want to have like a good finished product. So then I started planning slowly, like okay, from this time to this time I'll focus on studies and things like that, and later I'll just switch to baking, because it's not like it is my break. Baking is my break, so I'm fine with it. So that is my break, and then afterwards I come back. I'll get tired after finishing it, but then I take a break and then slowly get back to focusing on other things that I might have.
What a
I
beautiful.
know. I'll add one thing that we all before I guess manage everything like our work, families and everything, but our family managed more. I feel
That is
like they
true.
supported a lot. Like whenever
Really,
we are working late night, they are available for us. Like for food, for anything we need, they are there for us. They supported a lot. Our
that is
family
very
Actually,
supported a
since
lot.
we are
Even
live
on
now,
our
somebody has also mentioned just now that you all are glad that you have such supportive family. Somebody just mentioned, I
true.
read our
yeah, that's
comment.
very true.
Yeah.
I remember on Diwali we had a great order for tea lights we created. Our family, my father, my mom, her mom, they started painting tea lights for us so that we can complete our order on time. So
Yeah.
yeah, they support a lot and they market for us on in free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even my mom helps me a lot, after I do, like sometimes before a year ago, I used to take a lot of orders on one day. Used to not plan things accordingly. It's that, beginning
Yeah,
phase where you're so excited, like, oh my gosh, people actually want to buy from me. And you get so
yeah,
excited, you want to do everything. And my mom used to really, really support me with, cleaning up everything. I used to be dead tired at the end of the day, and she used to help me clean up everything. And she's been like a backbone for my entire business, definitely. So my family is very, very supportive. They help me in packing up the cakes, in packing up the whole, because like I run it from home. This also has to be a house for my parents and all to live in, so you can't just keep the whole place messy. So you have to run around and do things round the clock. She's very, very supportive of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, that all of you have such supportive families. Otherwise, it's
Family.
very difficult
Definitely.
to manage all of this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
over
what
to you.
I have done, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, go Good.
No, just one thing to add while we are talking about family. I'm blessed to to be having living in a joint family. So what we did is we identified everybody's strengths. So I know my dad is good with material. He has an understanding of where what is available. So then he is our purchase manager, right? I know my mom can handle all the accounts and what is coming in, what is going out. Then she does all the accounts. Then I know my grandmother is good with stitching and finishing the things. So then we give her all the finishing bit, you tie the ribbon properly or whatever that is. So that's how
Wow.
we've divided work at home. Everybody, I've identified their strengths and who is best at what department is something they handle.
Lovely. And that's a win-win situation for everyone, right?
True.
They don't feel burdened. कि, oh, ये क्या काम है? They love it. And it works well. Fantastic. That's a brilliant thought
Fantastic.
again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now moving on to the most common thing between all of you. So when we started our own business, and there are so many ups and downs for you. So this makes me ask you one question: that there must be someone or some client which is really a very difficult client for you all, and I want to know about your experiences with them. So we'll start with Nishita, and we'll go ahead with
So, so,
Sanjana
so
and
just a quick disclaimer: you don't need to name the client. That's
Clive.
perfectly all right.
All right.
Just the problem statement. What was it? How did you deal with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I think about our most difficult client, I remember this one thing that we would have all heard कि यार आज दुकान पे एक कस्टमर आया था उसने पूरी दुकान खिंडवा दी बट अंत में वो चॉकलेट लेके गया जो कैश काउंटर पे डिस्प्ले किया था राइट our most difficult client was a very small project. We had to make customized handmade gift tags for their organic food bottles, or they sell honey and saffron or something like that. Though it was a very small project, it took us so much time because one, the client was not clear of what they wanted. They kept changing the size of the card. They were not happy with the design or with the message or the location of the message. So though we had to just make 7 cards for them, we ended up making about 25-30 samples. So the good thing that happened is now I have a bulk of samples to show people if they come to us with this requirement. But we spent a lot of time and energy for a very small order. So that was our most difficult client.
I know it's very difficult sometimes, right? So, but you handle it well. Now, moving on to Sanjana, your most difficult client and your experiences with them.
So my most difficult client was just actually last month in August. So there was this girl who came, and so sometimes, or at least off late, I haven't been taking these last minute orders. Like the
Yeah.
previous day, they come and ask me, and I make it the next day because it's become a little difficult for me to do that. I need to, run around. I have my
Plan.
college work a lot off late, so I haven't been able to take up last minute orders. So she asked me, can I get a cake for tomorrow and things like that. I said, sorry, I won't be able to. She actually asked me, can I get it today? Tonight, I want to celebrate my birthday at 12 o'clock. I want the cake. I said, I can't make it tonight and all. Sorry. So she's like, you can take it tomorrow if you want. Then she said, okay, fine. Then she picked a flavor and everything. And she told me, I said, okay, this is the amount. And I work with advance payments. So then she made the payment and everything was fine. So the next thing they have to do is they have to book their pickup via Swiggy or Dunzo or anything. So I sent her, I have a link from Swiggy which I can share with them and they can book it via that. So I was waiting for her to book it. She said, before even I was done with the cake, she asked, can I book it? So I said, no, please wait. I'll be done in a while and you can book your pickup and then it'll be fine. And then I texted her again after about 30 minutes. I said, you can book the pickup now. It's all ready. You can, and sent her a picture of the cake, just for them to know what it's like. Is it ready or not? And this girl, I don't know, for some reason, she said, Swiggy is not working on my phone. Can you please book it on your own? And I'll pay you the money. And I said, okay, fine. So then I said, give me your address. She gave me her address. I put it on Swiggy. I sent her a screenshot asking, is this the right address? Because I can't send it somewhere and it'll go end up somewhere else. And then they'll come back to me and, pick on me.
Absolutely.
So then I sent her just to confirm it. She took 4 hours and she still didn't reply to me. Her cake has been sitting in my fridge for 4 hours. And then I was like, who is this girl? She must have been some child or something. And then I called her up and I was like, can you please tell me if that's the address? And she's like, yeah, that's the right address. I'm like, so she's seen the message. Why didn't you just reply to me? And after that, I was like, okay, fine, I'm booking it. I sent a screenshot of how much the Swiggy fare is because she urges someone off the internet. I can't just believe you and keep waiting for the money for till the next day and whenever, right? So I was like, can you please make the payment so that then I can, book the Swiggy for you?
Book this.
Because I usually tell them you can book it on your own. It's your own money. Book it in your own time. But she wanted me to book it. I was like, please pay me so that I can book it. I kept waiting for her to pay. It became 10 in the night. It's past my working hours and I still kept calling her. Her mom calls me up. She's like, where is the cake? I ordered cake yesterday. I said, I told your daughter that, you have to pay me for the delivery charges. Only then I'll be able to send it to you. She did not pay me and it was 10:11. I called her once more. She never picked up. The cake was there even the next day in my fridge. Even the next day I'm messaging her. She still hasn't replied to me. Oh my god. Then I called her at one point from another number because she wasn't returning my calls. I was like, hi, this is me speaking. Can I know what to do with your cake? And then she was like, because of you, I didn't cut a cake yesterday. I was like, I'm sorry, what? It's not my fault.
Right?
Yeah, she put the blame on me and she's like, I paid you for the cake. What makes you think I wouldn't pay for this? I was telling my mom, imagine yesterday without her paying that delivery money, if I had sent it to her flat, she would have never gotten back to me and paid me the amount. I would have to keep running behind her. And you're just some random person. I can't keep running behind you.
Running, right?
Right.
Give me a bad day those 2 days. Like, what does she want me to do?
Happens. Yeah. I know. Very tough this is. So now moving on to Nishi.
After hearing this, I feel we both are blessed. Sorry, but we both are blessed that we haven't got such customers yet. But we face the issue with feedback from them because what we make have lots of photos of them. So they don't want it to be public. And we don't have anything if to post, we won't have more customers, right? Our Insta things work. When we post, we can get more customers. So they are comfortable while writing messages that they loved our product. But when we say, please share your videos or photos, it will work more for us. It will support our small business more. They are like, sorry, we can't. So that's a little issue we both face, I feel.
Yeah. So that is one thing.
Other than that, I also don't remember if there's a hard time with us for, with any customer. I don't think so. We've been,
Touch wood.
we are glad.
Touch wood.
You guys are blessed. In the interest of time, we'll take an audience question. Yeah. So we have one of our council members, Shreya Bajaj. She's asking, what has been your biggest learning from your entrepreneurial journey? It's right here on your screen. Yeah. Who wants to?
I say never, always take risk. Never feel like risk is dangerous. In handmade, risk is important. That's why you can create magic. If you trust yourself that you can create your own idea, you have to take risk. So I feel this is
never restrict yourself from trying out new things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
My summarized version.
See, a lot of people want to take the risk, okay? But sometimes two things. One is fear of failure, and second is lack of family support, right? These are the two major deterrents in life. You don't want to be called unsuccessful. You don't want to be labeled by the society, right? So I do agree 99.9% Nishi with what you're saying. Take risk.
But I feel labels are in society present at every point, I feel. If you do something, there is a label. If you don't do something, there is a label. So labels are present at any point of time, I feel. So do what your heart says.
You reminded me of that song, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम.
Yeah, exactly. वो भी हम सोचेंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे?
हम क्या करेंगे?
Anybody else learning from your journey?
For me, I think the biggest learning for all of us has been is we've realized that you absolutely don't have to be a genius or a millionaire to start your business. Finances You just have to plan a little bit in advance to at least get your first set of raw materials to start off. And you just have to believe in your skill. You do not have to be a very well-learned person or extremely skilled artist, or you should have a huge bank balance to start your business. We've realized that.
Nice. That's a good thought.
Yeah.
Start with whatever resources you have.
But there's only one. Oh, there's one more thing also. All of you will agree to that. The idea doesn't have to be very big. It can be any small thing to start off. So, yeah.
So we have another question from another council member, a very senior person, Savita Prakash. So she wants to know, what are your plans to take your business to the next level? Now you've completed this 1-year journey, right? What are the plans for the second year and the third year and so on and so forth? Who wants to take it in?
So for Rangkriti, the plan is to start making a lot more hampers. Right now we are just what we have realized is all our individual products can be put together to create a hamper. The tray can become our base, and then we add candles to it. We do a lot of handmade customized things, so that can become the cards. So we are planning to make a lot more hampers, and we're planning to start tapping into start promoting, or at least showing our products to wedding planners, because I think the products that we create, they're quite niche at the moment, and the quality is very high. So I think we can definitely tap a lot of weddings in the country, besides obviously corporate gifters and small retail buyers.
And this stitches back to my collaboration point, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your hampers can have nice handicraft stuff by Nishi and Yukta. And
Yeah, we would love to.
From Sanjana as well.
Yeah.
correct. Yes.
Maybe something like business to business for me, maybe catering to some of these restaurants that serve desserts. Maybe I would like to collaborate with them and put my desserts on their menu. Something of that sort is what my next level would be. Yeah,
Or maybe a corporate party.
And
that too, but yeah, might need a big kitchen for that.
Another idea that just struck to me, Sanjana, while you were speaking, right? These teams of Cafe Coffee Day and the likes of Cafe Coffee Day
Yes,
have some amazing chocolate cakes and brownies and all that.
Right.
If you can, talk to them and kind of
Right.
get some stuff,
Yes.
it'll be a big breakthrough.
Yes.
In fact, the Vice President of Wiki Karnataka Human Resource Council is the HR lead for Cafe Coffee Day for South Zone.
Oh,
That could be a starting point. We can
yeah.
All $1 million ideas, from Shikha.
Yeah.
for us,
there is. Thank you. Sure, Rani. I think you guys should collaborate with Sanjana. Nishi, Yukta, what about you guys?
Yeah, for us, I feel we have to master in different art technique, that is raising. So that right now our audience is mostly college students, school students, like some women also, no doubt. But we want to target niche audience, like elite class people. Raisin art is basically where we can have tables, stools, doors even. So yeah, that is a beautiful thing. Beautiful art it is. So we want to master in that.
Variety is the spice
And
of
we are
life.
definitely planning something more and big to showcase our art in that.
Correct.
That is true. That is true. So, but in the time limit we have, there's one question I would really like to ask. Shika, can I go ahead?
You have an audience question. Sure. You want to pick that up? It's right here on the screen.
Yeah. So, what inspires you to keep going? And exactly that's what was there in my mind. Absolutely, I want to ask this. What inspires you? What inspires you every day to, get motivated that I have to bake this, I have to create something handmade, and I have to make some beautiful gift hampers. So I will start with Sanjana.
For something like when I wake up, I have that happiness when I know that I have to make something, and also the feedback that I might receive, like, okay, your cake was really nice, everybody enjoyed it. Now you get to be a part of that celebration, and more people at that party or something get to know about your business and things like that. It's kind of exciting to know that it's reaching so many people, and you're like, okay, this just might be a small order, who knows what it might turn into. So that's kind of exciting.
Oh, well
The
said.
brownies will put a smile on my face, though, huh? Someday I'm going to try that.
Definitely.
Sure. Now moving on to Nishita.
For us, what inspires us the most, so we've realized that getting every small order is way more exciting than getting put on to any big project at work, right? At your job. So the excitement of receiving even the smallest order, that confirmation go ahead and make this order, I'm buying this from you, is what keeps inspiring us and motivating us every day कि आज एक नया order आ सकता है,
आ सकता है.
we're always
That's
looking forward to आज कुछ नया order आएगा या आज कुछ नया create करेंगे. So that is the biggest inspiration.
That is true. And now moving on to Nishi and you.
Our biggest inspiration. Oh, sorry, Nishi. Yeah, you can go on.
Maybe you continue.
Okay. Our biggest inspiration is whenever a customer like messages us, or we promote usually through Instagram page only. So whenever
Yes.
any customer or there's any comment or on any of our posts, like what's the price of this product, or whenever any customer messages us, or a customer that has already purchased something and they comes back to us for a product price, I think that inspires us the more, that oh my god, they are loving it and they want to order from us again. Or even there are
Again.
queries that people are liking our products, even if they don't buy, that doesn't matter. But that happiness
But
that
query-
whenever someone reaches you, that what's the price, or this is amazing, or how can we get it, that's just great.
when we just
That
create
keeps us going
only
ahead.
our idea, like that is from start to bottom, just solely our idea, and no audience inquires about it a lot. We feel like, yeah, हमारा idea छा रहा है यार, कहीं तो छा रहा है, तो और बनाना है ऐसे वाला, और दिल मांगे more types.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
And it's not
Only
important
when
that everybody buys, correct? As long as people
Yeah.
like it, appreciate it, talk about it, promote it, nothing like it.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't want this conversation to end, Upali.
And I saw really so many motivations. Huh? What one day, Shikha? Seriously. Oh my God. But
We should start some entrepreneurial journey. Maybe we'll
we
even
should.
ask one of our guests for some tips.
Yes, please, ladies.
All right. We would like to thank each one of you for sharing such lovely thoughts, laughter, humor, insights, all of it. Young minds, brilliant minds. I think you guys have started on a journey.
Loved it.
Best wishes from Wiki Karnataka, the entire council. Please go to the Facebook page, look at this video, the number of comments each one of you have received for all the good work you're doing. Continue to do so. We wish you the very, very best. Yes.
All the
Thank
very
you,
best.
you guys, too.
Thank
And
you for
follow Crafty Roots, guys. Whosoever is watching, please follow Crafty Roots. We would love to have you on our platform.
Yeah, it was an
thank you both
amazing
of you.
session interacting
So,
with all
yeah.
of you.
Thank you for everybody here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.